Welcome back to NTV Tonight. Trevor Mbija has more of your news a little later on. I need to point out at this point that we had invited Nairobi Governor Dr. Evans Kidero for an interview. He confirmed, we promoted it, and then this evening we were informed by his people that he had cancelled that interview. His excuse? His lawyers have told him not to speak on these matters. We were very interested in speaking to him about Mumias Sugar Company and the corruption allegations around that, and indeed the management of Nairobi County. This opportunity to the Nairobi governor is still open. We'd love to have him here on NTV and speak about these issues. However, I'm now joined by the Senator for the great county of Nairobi, Mike Sonko. Thank you so much for being here this evening. You are one of those people who keep claiming, Senator, that Dr. Evans Kidero rained down Mumias and is running down Nairobi County.
Yep.
What evidence do you have?
I have sufficient evidence to prove my case, because the same corruption network that was in Mumias Sugar during that time, the same corruption network that fleeced Mumias Sugar has landed in Nairobi County, is today here in Nairobi County, supplying air, doing so many illegal business in Nairobi County.
What do you mean the same corruption network is now in Nairobi?
For instance, somebody like Peter Hongo. Peter Hongo was a manager in Mumias Sugar.
He was acting commercial director at some point.
He was sacked. He's due to be charged in court any time. He was responsible for the illegal discounts that were given to suppliers. And today, Peter Hongo is the general manager of Sifa Beans. Peter Hongo, I have evidence here. He's written to all Nairobi residents, Zone 7, Karen, Kangemi, Kileleshwa, Loresho. He has written to them to pay a garbage collection fees to Sifa Beans. And these same Sifa Beans directors were directors in this in a company called YH Wholesalers. YH Wholesalers was the main supplier of sugar on behalf of Mumias Sugar.
So that's one individual. So you are claiming that this individual who has a pending case about corruption at Mumias
there are so many things. There are so many things. For instance, today
are there other people?
Yes. For instance, today we have a chief of staff by the name George Wainaina. This George Wainaina was a director of so many companies who are supplying sugar on behalf of Mumias Sugar. For instance, there was a company called the Caps Limited, and I have the KPMG report with me here. Wainaina was a director in the Caps Limited. Caps Limited was also responsible. Caps Limited was supplied sugar by Mumias to go and supply to Kenya brewers. They were paid. They never remitted the funds to Mumias Sugar.
Okay.
Okay. What I mean here, the same corruption that fleeced Mumias Sugar is today in Nairobi County. And my only worry that is the corruption that was in Mumias is more worse than the corruption that is in Nairobi County today.
The Agriculture Committee in the National Assembly has suggested that Dr. Evans Kidero is unfit to hold public office because of this questionable deals during the Mumias time. Do you hold that view as well?
Okay, I don't want to go personal on my friend, the governor of Nairobi. I think yesterday he was at Citizen TV highlighting some of these issues. I think when we come to our main show, I'll highlight some of these issues with the evidence which I have, which I'll tell Nairobians, which I'll tell Kenyans. So I've got proof of any allegation which I'm going to raise.
So you don't want to commit on him being unfit to hold office, but with all these corruption allegations, you've written to the DPP, you've written to the ESCC. What action do you want taken against the governor? Okay,
I wrote to the ESCC in 2014. I think no action was taken. I wrote again early this year to the ESCC, no action was taken.
What action do you expect? Do you want him prosecuted?
No, I want thorough investigations to be conducted. I want to go personal to my friend, the governor of the city. I want to give him time to deliver, because when he was campaigning, he pledged that he's going to deliver. But instead of delivering now, he's failing the county government. So we have to highlight some of these issues. I'm mandated by the Constitution to do the oversight work. The people voted for me overwhelmingly to do oversight work. So I have to do my work. Whether it's my friend or not, I don't care about that. But I have to do my work so that when a question comes tomorrow, I did my work. I tabled the dossier which I have before the Senate. I went to the county assembly, I tabled the same dossier which I have. I gave the same dossier to the ESCC. So I have to do my work.
Senator, are you just upset with the Nairobi governor because you don't have access to tenders?
No, that is, it's wrong to say that, because I'm not after tenders. I'm just delivering my services. I'm just doing my work. I'm entitled to do the oversight work. The people voted for me. I have the oversight role as provided for in the Article 96 of the Constitution, so I have to do my oversight work. When
what
the
do you have
against? I have to to go public about it. And
What
I
do you
to
have
challenge.
against the governor? What do you have against the governor? Because you don't enjoy the best of relationships.
The problem, the government is on record. Yesterday was in Citizen TV.
And he says he wants to work with you.
I am ready to work with the governor, with the Nairobi governor, Dr. Evans Kidero. He's my friend. We used to have good working relations. But my only problem, we must, before we address on the Nairobi we want, first we must deal with the issues hampering development in this county. And one of the main challenges we are facing today as a county is corruption. Corruption is rampant in this county. The same players who were involved in fleecing Mumia Sugar have landed here.
One of the, you talk about corruption. You have also been accused of corruption, Senator. The ESCC said you were involved in this 45 billion shilling Kenya pipeline tender, and you were apparently, allegedly supposed to enjoy 1.35 billion shillings that you were supposed to split with the Cabinet Secretary David Chirchir.
Those were just mere allegations. Even the ESCC were wrong. Even I'm supposed to take them to court, because you cannot take a dossier, table it before Parliament when you don't have sufficient evidence. You cannot say sufficient evidence. You cannot say Sonko is corrupt and you don't have evidence to prove that Sonko is corrupt. You cannot take a dossier to State House or Parliament without having sufficient evidence. I don't sit in the procurement committee of the, in Kenya Pipeline. In fact, the company that I was accused of, Sinopec, never won the contract.
Okay.
It is Zakim who won the contract. So I don't know where my name was mentioned. I don't know why the anti-corruption table the name in Parliament or send the dossier to the President to table it in Parliament. That was very wrong to tarnish my name. In fact, I'm supposed to take legal action against the anti-corruption, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. That was very wrong to put my name in that dossier.
Are you corrupt?
I'm not corrupt. Why did they claim me if I'm corrupt?
Have you ever been
involved? Can they prove any evidence that I'm corrupt?
Have you ever been involved in any tender where you stood to gain from in a questionable or illegal manner?
You know, hearsay evidence is not admissible in law. That is what the anti-corruption are claiming. Why did they take me to court or prove their case? Apart
from this particular case, in any of your other business dealings, have you ever been involved in a government tender, in any government agency?
Just tell the viewers any
where
evidence.
You stood to benefit questionably or in any legal manner?
No, Larry. Just tell the viewers any evidence you have against me. I've never been convicted with any corruption case. I've never been arraigned in court with any corruption case. If you have any evidence, just tell the viewers, then I'll defend myself.
How are you funding the Sonko rescue team?
To me, it's perfect. We are helping the people. To me, it's a way of giving back to the Nairobi community.
Where does the money come from, Senator?
They voted for me overwhelmingly.
Where does the money to fund the Sonko rescue team come from?
Sonko rescue team, I'm just using my salary. In fact, look at the houses. I just acquired these houses from Umash Funeral Home Services. I just bought second-hand vehicles.
You bought trucks. You bought drilling machines. Can all of those be paid from your salary, a senator's salary?
They're being donated by well-wishers. For instance, the trucks were donated to me by Express Kenya Limited, by Yusuf Brothers. They gave me 2 trucks.
What do these people who donate?
Bachu also donated trucks.
What do these people who donate these things, Senator, stand to benefit from you?
They don't benefit anything from me. They don't benefit anything from me, but they like my work, what I'm doing to the great people of Nairobi who voted for me overwhelmingly. So they just like my work, then they just offer.
But how do you keep the operation running? You have to fuel, you have to pay staff, you have to do all of these other things. How do you keep that operation
for instance, apart from corruption, our main challenge as a county today is poverty.
Senator, you're not answering the question.
No, I'm coming to the question.
Yes.
I think you're coming to the sustainability question. And how I'm running for instance, if today we transport a body to Kisumu, instead of paying normal health services, they charge between 80,000 to 90,000 for transporting a body from city mortuary to Kisumu. But I give a hearse for free to the mourners. They fuel the hearses. Fuel from Kisumu and back is just 4,000, 8,000. They pay the driver, they pay the helper who is a conductor. So I have nothing to lose. I just give the vehicle for free. The mourners pay for fuel. And
is the rescue team still in operation? There have been claims that some of the staff are not working, that they have not been paid sometimes for several months.
No, that is wrong. But we disciplined our chairman he misbehaved. I think there was, we had a chairman by the name of Matthews, or I think Ogweno. We bought him a Premio to be using when we are, maybe when he's broke. He can do taxi or kahaya. Then I think sometimes back, it was viral on Twitter. He had a small accident with a Nairobi resident.
That one was well covered. That's one individual. The rest of everybody
then
else at work.
We suspended the chairman.
Everybody else at work from the Sonko rescue team is still at work? Have they been paid to date?
We pay them on what they do. If maybe, for instance, today we delivered food in Viwandani and Kayaba. So if you are engaged in delivering food or something, then at the end of the day, we have to pay you. So they're all paid. We have no problem with it. And these are voluntary services.
Okay. There are always claims, given your flashy lifestyle, the fact that you can afford all of these services you give to the county and to the people. Are you a drug dealer, Senator?
I am not a drug dealer. Today I want to tell Kenyans that my wealth comes from God. I have brains, I have hands, and I think I used to deal in land deals since I was in school. So I've never dealt with drugs. I've never been convicted with any drug offense. There was just a propaganda. When I won the Makadara seat, immediately there was a dossier that was brought by Satoti, which was later cleared. I've never dealt with drugs. I cannot differentiate between cocaine, sugar, heroin. I don't deal in drugs, and I'll never deal in drugs. I'm a God-fearing leader, and I'll continue fearing God. This
wealth that comes from God, how much is it? What is your worth, Senator?
You can ask God that question, because I've said my little, I'm not as worthy or wealthy as people think. My little wealth I share with the people, and it comes from God. So maybe you
apart from the godly wealth, let's talk about the physical wealth. Let's talk about the worldly.
Then God will answer you.
Hang on, I'm sure God will answer, but on the worldly level, how much is the wealth in worldly terms in Kenya?
You can ask questions. You can ask that question to God.
Because it's got to be a lot if you can afford.
I'm not as wealthy as people think.
Hang on, Senator, look at yourself. You've got bling all over. One that says Sonko everywhere. You've got bling in
No, this
on your
is
hands.
my style. Even before I was elected, I was in blinks. So nobody will change my dressing style. Even I have rastas. And at times I put on a rasta cap.
Right.
Yeah. So this is Sonko. This is the real Sonko now talking. So you cannot stop me from the way I dress. I was elected in the way I am. So I cannot change.
And Nairobi people should accept you the way you are.
Provided I'm not naked, I respect the Nairobi people who voted for me overwhelmingly, and I'm going to focus on service delivery at the moment. I'm not going to involve myself in some dirty politics. Okay. Provided I serve the people, they elected me to serve them.
Do you have support within your party, within TNA, within Jubilee? Because you look like a lone ranger right now.
I'm not a lone ranger. I speak with my president on a daily basis. I'm very happy. You see, the guys who are preaching tribal politics, you see, their politics are overtaken by events.
Okay.
So I'm in good talking terms with my president. I'm happy for that.
Senator, thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you, Larry.
Senator Mike Sonko of the great county of Nairobi.